Hi everyone, I'm RachCox. I'm coming to you from Melbourne, Victoria, the COVID capital of Australia. And we're now in our second lockdown for the next 6 weeks, which is a little daunting. First one went pretty slowly, but okay. But I think there's going to be a lot of people struggling in this second lockdown. I've got two homeschooling, one in year 12 and one in year 10. They're upstairs as we speak at school. And I'm just very mindful of mental health issues during this time and keeping everyone's spirits up. And that's what I hope to do over the next 6 weeks. I'm an intuitive energy healer. I'll tell you a brief bit about my history. But the reason I do want to start this channel, I'm just going to do it for the next 6 weeks. And I'm just hoping to share with you some of what I've learned studying energy healing and the profound impact it's had on my life and the ability to move through situations in a calm, sometimes perhaps not so calm, but trying to be calm manner, and just sharing with you all that I've learned. My journey started back in 2012 almost, I would say, when I saw an energy healer in Bali, in Ubud. It also started alongside my daughter's battle with depression. She was diagnosed in 2012, and it was a really, really tough time for all of us. We were all living in Singapore at the time, 4 kids, Jemima, Jacob, Remy, and Orlando, 23, 22, 18, and 15. We lived in Singapore for 8 years, and it was fabulous. But this battle with depression really kickstarted my journey as well into energy healing and changed my life. So I will put a link down below for A Soul's Journey, which is my blog. I've written 3 blogs. A Soul's Journey is my soul's journey, basically how I got into energy healing, what got me there. Going to a little bit deeper, and I'm like a wide open book. That's the way I teach. I like to teach through experience, because we're not only a physical being, but we're an energetic being, and we don't know about our energy bodies. And I'd like to teach you about that, because once you know about that, it will help you navigate your way through life a lot easier. And we never get taught it. It's weird. I mean, there's a lot of light workers out there and seekers that go on these amazing journeys to discover the truth of who they are, which is why we come to Earth, basically. We'll get into that a bit later. Anyway, back to my journey. So Soul's Journey is linked down below, and you can start from number 1 and work your way through. And then SOULSUTRAS was just sort of musings from my today life, things that would happen. And then there's the Priestess and her lover, which is a rollicking tale of I sort of combine all my past lives with my present life and created a little medieval tale. Past lives we can talk about too. I love them, and they're very important in healing current energies. So you're living sort of almost all the lives that you've lived at this moment, because you take things through from your past lives into your present life. So it's really important that we understand how we work as an energetic being, as a whole being, because it will make your life more fun and adventurous. So anyway, back to that. So my daughter was diagnosed with depression. I was guided to this course called the Hoffman Process in Byron Bay. 3 different people told me about it in a week, and those people didn't even know each other. So once I hear something 3 times, I might take action. So I rang them and ended up in the next week at Byron Bay. It was the most intense 10 days of my life, and completely life-changing, and I mean completely. So in short, we sort of meditated every second day, I think, and I'd done a lot of yoga, but I'd never done meditation. So it was the first meditation I'd ever done. and the German guy taking the course, Volker Kron, it took us through. I was just sitting there 1 minute, and then my whole body just went, it sort of disappeared into everything. Like I was everything. I was the person next to me. I was the tree. I was the ground. I was the water. I was everything in the universe. And I can't describe to you the feeling in that moment of just incredible expansion of knowledge and awareness of that. Oh, right. We're not just this physical being. We're like so much more than that. And we're so fabulous. And we're like, it's amazing how incredible you are. And it's why meditation is so important. Not only in just calming you, but also just bringing you back to self so that you can remember the truth of who you are. That's why we come. It's like a game, the game of life and how to play it. It's a book by Florence, Skovel, Shinn. She was a philosopher in America in the 1940s. It's one of my favorite books. Well worth reading. I'll pop that in the link below as well. So I want you to look at life a little bit differently, because I think we've been going through life just the same way all the time. And we need to talk about the collective consciousness and how what we do affects everyone on the planet, because we're one energetic field. So whatever we're emitting energetically is actually shaping the world as well that we live in. And as we can see at the moment, it's not in a great place. And we'll talk a bit more about that and COVID and what my views on COVID are, and war and all those sorts of things. If everyone on the planet is emitting a frequency of fear, then that's what we're going to get back, because that's how the universe works. So it not only works on an individual level, but it works on a global scale. And when we know about that, the more people that know about that, and that's how we're going to actually get the earth to ascend as well, which would be such an awesome thing. So if we can raise our own resonance, raise our own vibration to a higher level, one of peace and love and joy, the more humans that can do that and be in that vibration will reflect on the outer world, and the whole world will ascend into that vibration. So that's kind of the aim of the game. The aim of the game is to raise your vibration so that we can raise everyone else's vibration, and we can live in a peaceful and joyous life. There's a lot to talk about in regard to that as well. The information that, or the access to energies that became available in 2012, and the way that will affect our universe in the long term. But it's all about this new age where we will ascend. We've got access to higher levels of energy that can help us to speed up that process. There's so much to talk about. So basically that course and that moment is what is called an awakening, where you realize, oh my God, I'm so much more than this. And it's so awesome, because then you go on to this little hunt where you try and find out more and more information, and you want to have that experience again because it's so cool. I also, in every meditation we did there, so I had felt my life force, the first one. I had a beautiful heart opening in the second one, where I could feel the energy release from my heart and come up through my upper chakras and out my crown. And then the last one was just this profound sense of peace that was just extraordinary. And it's a beautiful place to be, and you know that you're an eternal being. You can feel that when you're in the oneness. Like you're eternal, you're everything, you're all that is. It's remarkable, and it's like love that you've never felt in your whole life. So we're going to talk about the universe and the realms and the dimensions and where we sit in that level, and our energetic bodies, because we really need to know how they work in order to really get the most out of life here on earth. Because I believe that we come and go from this dimension, this earthly dimension. So we have lots of physical experiences, and we have them in order to ascend and to grow, because we sort of find our way back to ourselves. And when you're conscious of that, and you do meditation and you do the healing, and the healing is just, it can be so profound, and I would thoroughly recommend it. And if you are in a space that you're really struggling mentally, you're stressed, you're any of the above, a 1 hour healing, 2 hour healing will actually really settle you. I can't tell you the difference it can make in one session. It's extraordinary. I've had clients, hundreds of clients, not in the last couple of years because I've been healing myself. I recently went through a marriage breakup. It was a 32-year union. So we met when I was 16 and we were together since I was 18. So I'll also talk about that and the impact that's had on me and why I think it's happened. And I'm just going to try and let you look at life differently, because that way you can navigate through it more smoothly. There's something Wayne Dyer said, and he said, change the way you look at things and the things you look at will change. And it couldn't be more appropriate. And I want to share with you like the frustration of my journey at the beginning too, because I was so in a hurry to get to the end of the journey. I thought maybe if my Kundalini rises, that's the end, then I'll be an enlightened being. But what I have realized is the journey never ends. It's just a continuum forever. This might end, this physical existence, but you as a soul and a spirit are eternal. So you just go on forever and ever. But what you do in this lifetime will certainly be repeated in other lifetimes. We come here to learn and to grow, as I said, and if we haven't learned the lessons in the first life or 10 lives before, we'll learn it again in this one. So it's good to be consciously aware of patterns, belief systems, all that kind of thing, so you can transmute it. You're like the alchemist, the magician, and your time here on earth is so that you can transmute the lead into gold. So that's part of the game as well. And I keep talking about a game. I have invented one. So if anyone's out there who's a gaming, expert, DM me and let's get together. But yeah, so if we look at life in a less serious light, we can bring some joy back into the experiences that we're experiencing, because it's all just perception. So if we view something as really negative and really bad, then that's going to be our experience. But if we view it as a learning, it's fabulous. And so I'd like to look at life a bit more as a game rather than some people might say hellhole. It certainly feels like that at the moment. But it's a beautiful place to be, and it's a beautiful place to experience. And we don't actually just experience life on this planet. We experience it on lots of different planets, in lots of different universes. Hard to believe, I know, but we do. And this is only just a tiny little snippet of our eternal life. So we kind of, if we look at it more in terms of lightness and joy, even the shitty bits, then we can get through it a bit more easily. Because what's actually happening is everyone is a reflection of what you need to learn. So every person that you come across, another favorite quote of mine is by Florence, Skovel, Shinn, and she says, no man is your enemy, no man is your friend, every man is your teacher or woman. But I love that, because if you can view everyone as your teacher, and you can say, what is that person teaching me? If it's, and the harsher or the more friction you have to that person, actually the better, because that means that there is something that you can transmute within yourself. So we are going to talk about gratitude. We're going to talk about forgiveness. We're going to talk about mirrors, one of my favorite things. There's lots we're going to talk about. Chakras, energy bodies. First things first, you really need to know about your energetic body. So perhaps next session we'll talk about that. And I really want this to be interactive so that I can really utilize what I know to help you in the best way possible. So if you're dealing with depression, manic depression, eating disorders, disease in your body, constant throat infections, ear infections, anything, let me know. And any questions you have, I'm going to be happy to answer. So Don't be shy. I don't want you to be shy. I want you to feel that you're not alone, and I want to help you the best I can. So I don't know how this channel is going to go. I'm just going to post for the minute, I think every 3 days perhaps, and we'll just chat about stuff. Also, it'll give you like a little bit of time to fill your day in, because the days can get very, very long. So anything you want to talk about, if you're going through a particular thing and you'd like help in navigating your way in a more positive way through that experience, we can talk about those sorts of things. So I would recommend you go to my website. It's TempleSoul.com, and have a look at those blogs, because that'll give you some idea of my journey. And I don't have to go into that so much in now. But as I say, it is the way I like to teach. I like to teach through experiences. And that blog was incredibly popular because, and people were shy and didn't want to put their names out there and ask questions. But I had so many emails from people saying they were going through similar things and could we meet and discuss in private. And, that was beautiful because, I don't mind putting myself out there and what I've gone through. I'm not trying to hide anything. So, and we all go through similar things, as I say. We've probably all been touched by depression at some stage, by death, by suicide, by, job losses, by financial distress, everyday situations. The thing is, if you know about your energetic body and the spiritual being that you are, you'll also know that your physical experience is they're one and the same. You're creating your physical experience so that you can learn and grow, and you create your physical experience through your thoughts, through your emotions and feelings, through your words and through your actions. So once you know a bit more about that as well, you'll be more mindful about the things that you say, the things that you say to yourself, how the universe reflects back to you what you need to learn. This is nothing new. It's been around since we've been around, and there are so many books and so many people that talk about this because they're seekers and they're on their journey. But everyone is unique in their ability to bring that information into the world. So I would like to help you over the next 6 weeks navigate your way through this a little bit more calmly and with a little bit more humor and with a little bit more grace and peace. So that's going to be it. So hopefully you'll join me. I have watched so much YouTube in the last 2 years. It's not been funny. That all started with my daughter Jemima sending me a video of Sal Biadora, who's this Filipino tarot reader. And I'd never been on YouTube before, but it was just like a whole new world. It was like another universe. I didn't know there was so much on there. And look, I must apologize. I don't have fancy microphones or fancy lighting, but I do have some beautiful flowers. How nice are they? I just went and stole them from the medium strip. Is it stealing? Are they mine? I'm not sure. I don't like to use the term stealing. I took them. Thank you, universe. Aren't they beautiful? They're just the most extraordinary colour. And this is such a beautiful time in Australia, because when we come out of COVID this time, or out of this 6 weeks, not out of COVID, the trees will be in full blossom and spring will have sprung. So that's something to look forward to. We've got to be thankful for all the little things at the moment, all the little things. So let's see how this goes. I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm just going to give it a go for 6 weeks. Any questions, please put them down below. And did I say like, share and subscribe? Because that's what everyone says at the end of their YouTube videos. Love you lots. I'll see you in a couple of days. Until then, take care.